Welcome to Lunch Break Tarot. I'm Jolene, and if this video has found you, there's a message in it you're supposed to hear at this time, big or small. So trust the timing. And when something I say resonates, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Firstly, you have the Two of Wands. So this came out yesterday, and this is deliberating over a decision. Also, I started to shuffle a little bit before I started recording, and I got the Four of Swords again, which is another deliberation card. Like you're integrating truths that might be painful and sobering, but ultimately will lead to more freedom and healing. But I put it back in the deck because I hadn't started the reading yet. It might come out again. Who knows? I hope you're doing well. It's Saturday. It's August the 15th. And there's something. I rewatched Lori Lothian's, I guess, prophetic video about today. And to clarify it further, I knew she said something about a lion, but it was basically like loving like a lion, basically having such a big open heart that you're able to gain a new perspective on your life. And she also said that that you're either going to experience new love in your life, like big love like a lion, or you're going to experience a renewal in your current love life. And it also has something to do with Jupiter being in Jupiter being in Leo for a year. Is that accurate? Yes. It also has to do with Jupiter being in Leo for a year around this, like entering there around this eclipse portal. And so this new love or renewal in love could find you up until like a whole year. So there we go. We got some cards now. We got Two of Pentacles. So this is holding multiple points of view, and sometimes it's figuring out whether to have empathy for the other person or have empathy for yourself, finding a way to have empathy for both people. I know the Pentacles aren't normally about empathy, but it's about like just, I don't know, seeing what should have more weight. And we've got the Lovers that came out yesterday too. We've got the Queen of Pentacles upright this time. So this is a newfound sense of independence, standing on your own 2 feet, self-reliance. All the nines are about self-reliance. And then we have the High Priestess. So this is getting help from like spirit guides or angels, or your God presence, your own personal God presence, your soul. All right, so that's our initial spread. I'm stoked about it. I will say okay, and then we have the Page of Cups grounding the reading. I'm kind of making a point to look at that now. And the Page of Cups is a bid for connection. So this could be not just doing contemplating in your head or self-reflection internally, but this could also be somebody reaching out to you to connect. So we'll see how that comes into play. All right, so far we have the need to make a choice or get resolution about maybe a choice that's already been made, something like that. And then we have kind of reviewing everything, reviewing all of the options, reviewing all the perspectives, holding them in equal measure at different points, because a juggler lifts each of those pinnacles at different times. It's not static. So at one point, this has the higher importance, and the other point, this has the higher importance. So this is really looking at things from all angles, two particular things. And that, with the Lovers, is your role in this situation that is leading to a choice or causing a need for a choice. You're considering your role in the situation, your contribution, your limitations. You're considering the other person's role, contribution, and limitations. And you have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is having more of a sense of sovereignty than you've had in the past. And the High Priestess is being humble, listening to your intuition in order to help you finally make a decision. Because you can't make somebody else make a decision. Although if this is somebody else, they could be doing that too. They could be having more of a sense of sovereignty than they've ever felt before. Clarify the Two of Wands. I can say already, whether anything happens externally for me this weekend, that I've gotten some profound insights about my life, my decisions, what drove my behavior in so many situations, the gift of me to other people and vice versa. So I don't know if you're having similar things. We've got the Three of Pentacles that's clarifying the Two of Wands. So someone, if this is not you that's trying to figure out a choice about working with others, this is somebody else. The choice has to do with joining forces and contributing talents to solve a problem or build something together. That's what the choice is about. So you're either doing that because you feel like it's an actual option on the table, or if you don't feel like it's an option and you're just waiting for someone else, they're thinking about that. Clarify the Two of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Wands. So this is the memory of a lot of heavy burdens. So this person is considering the options because they have felt, this could be you, whoever it is that's trying to make a choice about working with another person or other people. They have felt pressure and burdened in the past, and they're trying to decide whether they can handle, if they can handle the pressure. And if this is you, this is realizing the pressure you have put on others in the past, and you've actually learned how not to. It could go either way. Like in a lover's situation, both people have needs that the other person might struggle to meet, and the burden is like knowing intimately what the burden actually is. And so that's why there's a need to consider multiple perspectives, because both people have limitations, both people have capacities, and these heavy burdens are something to be considered. I will bring this home a little more specifically, at least I intend to, before this is all over with. Clarify the Lovers. We have the Hanged Man. This is seeing things from another perspective. This is getting enlightenment regarding, this is big picture. This is being able to have a bird's eye view of the entire dynamic. This is like a crossroads situation, and basically learning the lesson that like sometimes the Lovers is a karmic contract. It doesn't mean you can't continue in a relationship with someone once the karmic contract has been broken. It just like sometimes you can stay in a relationship or have a renewal in a relationship with someone without that old karma playing out. Like if you both learn the lesson, it's possible that it's still in your blueprint to get back together and just not have all of that karma that caused you enormous suffering. But the suffering was to help you learn a lesson, like in your metaphorical bones that your soul was really ambitious about learning in this lifetime. All right, I didn't get the words out, but I was clarifying the Nine of Pentacles, and we've got the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So the Nine of Pentacles was about being self-reliant and having a newfound sense of sovereignty. The Seven of Wands is about boundaries and self-advocacy. It's about knowing what you're entitled to and what other people are entitled to. And the Knight of Wands is about sorry, give me a second on this. It's someone that's non-committal but fun. Someone that's down to clown but definitely is not all about having burdens or responsibilities. They just want to keep things fun and light. And it's like a perpetual bachelor type person, someone you want to invite to a party, but can't really rely on them. And this is clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. Someone is trying to make a decision related to working with, like coming together with another person or other people. They're being confronted with what they know about themselves, their strengths and limitations. It does look like it has to do with a soulmate of sorts, whether that's romantic or not. You can have a soulmate with your mom, or, soulmates are soul family, and we have many of them. But it's the Lovers. So it does seem, it has to do with like a sense of belonging. And the Hanged Man is gaining a new perspective on this relationship, this soulmate slash twin flame slash karmic contract relationship. And then we have self-reliance, which is probably on both sides at this point. It indicates a separation, whether that was temporary or from here on out. Then we have the Knight of Wands, clarifying it could be that this person ends up staying rogue, and because this reading started out being about a choice, so this could be that they choose to stay single, or at the very least outside of this particular relationship that was on the table. At least they think it's on the table to consider. They want to put down the burdens. Yeah, I'm not sure. Clarify the High Priestess. I don't know why I keep trying to think about what their perspective is rather than your perspective. I am bad about that, but I'm a Libra rising, and I have 3 planets in Libra: Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. So that's probably why. I take the opposite perspective usually rather than self. Yeah, okay. Well, the high priestess points to this is a new beginning in love or a renewal in love. So that is pointing to both people being entitled to what they are actually entitled to. Sometimes an avoidant person is entitled to their ambivalence. Um, but you're also entitled to not invest in a relationship where the other person can't commit. And it kind of seems like this whole message is about realizing your part in it. Like you might have, and flip this, I see one person this way and another person this way. So pick which one is you. But this is a really common dynamic that plays out with the lovers. Avoidants are typically really unreachable people. They feel discarded and disposable by usually their moms, but they also have many lifetimes of that blueprint playing out. So they keep picking moms over and over again that will continue to facilitate that dynamic that they're learning. They have been discarded by a mom figure many times in their lifetime. Moms are like the most important role of our species for psychological well-being, and we need dads to help support the mom so the mom can feel like she can really give the attention that's due to a human being that is new in the world. You can't have a career and raise a baby. You can't do both of those things 100% well. And that's the role of men. Men need to be providers and protectors, at least for a time. Maybe society will become more family supportive in the future to where there can be less of a like antiquated gender roles situation, but those roles are established to perpetuate the species, and it's important. Like they're both worth something. Anyway, um, whoever this other person is, um, they're unreachable. They don't actually. They might struggle with empathy because they were only taught and reinforced over and over again like that they were just not important to somebody that is a mom like that. If anybody you should be able to receive love and nurturance and acceptance and approval and care and responsiveness from, it is your mother. And if you didn't get that, you probably struggle with empathy, and that makes you unreachable because you don't believe another person can actually love you. And then they tend to attract someone over here that also has a mom wound, but it just didn't form them the same way that it formed this other person. This person has too much empathy. This person is invisible to themselves because they never felt like they belonged either. They felt disposed of and discarded, and they they put an enormous amount of weight and meaning on this other person to be their sense of belonging in the world, and this person feels engulfed and threatened by the actual relationship, and they're just unreachable. They can't commit. This person moves in more and more, and this because they feel insecure that this person just can't meet them, and then this person feels more threatened and pulls away, and it's like a push pull dance until the avoidant person learns how important they can actually be to this person, and this person learns that they don't need another person to prove that they belong in the world. It's that type of a thing. I hope that wasn't boring. Anyway, there is some type of healing and renewal in love because you've learned your lesson or you're learning it and they're learning theirs. It's possible that you two can be together without all the karmic stuff playing out, or you'll finally be able to have like the belonging, the love and belonging that you need in the world because you don't depend on it. Like basically you've healed. And then this Knight of Wands, I don't know. That's about as good as I've got today. Yeah. I'm going to wrap this up here. If something I said resonated, please let me know by liking and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.